Welcome to our new series, the 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie. When you started this, because you're the one that said you want to watch 100 movies, and I doubled down on it. Part of it's just the idea of when we left Blockbuster. How many movies have we really been watching? Is there movies that we've missed that we should have watched? Because when we were at Blockbuster, yeah, we watched 7 in a week. We watched all of them. We didn't care, good or bad. We're like, hey, we got to tell the customers. They're free for us. And then obviously we left, and especially me, the joke is I barely watch a lot of movies. And there is a lot of stuff, like people talk about it, pop culture-wise, that I've not seen. And I say that because the very first movie I saw this week, or 2 weeks ago, but for this episode, is a series that is very popular, very loved by a lot of fans. The fifth movie, kind of the fifth movie came out, which we'll talk about a little bit later because of you. But yeah, I saw 2014's John Wick. I've never
Oh
seen
wow,
a
been
John
that
Wick
long?
movie.
10 years.
Yeah, yep, I had to look it up. 10 years. I've seen clips on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, whatever. And the one clip I've seen a lot of, and I don't know what happened in what movie. Like, I did not know how this start. I just know a lot of people love Keanu Reeves. There's a lot of action. And I see the one where
Yeah.
John Leguizamo, the guy is taking a car that he took from John Wick, and he's like, get that shit out of here. It's Leguizamo's only scene really in this fucking movie. And then the guy's like, oh, that guy, we fucked up his dog. And he's like, you fucked. And obviously, so this is, yes, anyone that knows John Wick, this is where a lot of story behind this. I'm not going to like
Spoiler
fully
alert.
review John Wick. Most people who probably click on this video will kind of know the story. I'm going to just say what I'm amazed about and what I actually, I'm not saying I didn't like it. Because here's why. It's obviously the stories that, we know, his wife died and this dog was like the
Yeah.
last connection, hence why he's just, he's so upset at, but it really jumps into the fucking action. And I will say, what I love is the fact that in a lot of movies, games, anything like that, it's always like the bad guy that's hyped up as the boogeyman. The guy like, all right, how are we going to defeat this? He's the most dangerous guy. And, that's the good guy has to go through all this, you know, montages like we joke about with Rocky, just he has to work his way up and to finally, it's very rare for a movie to be like the good guy's the boogeyman and all the bad guys are afraid of him. And I love that. I'm like, okay, now there is no real explanation. I will say they get into it. They're just like, fuck it. This is what we are. Welcome to the world of
Mhm.
hitman and assassinations, but we're just going to start the action. His wife died. They killed his dog. He wants to kill him. That's it. So yes, anyone that wants a
That's it.
backstory of
That's
John
it.
Wick, you're not going to get any. Like, if you're looking for a story movie, not this John Wick. Maybe if you, I don't know,
No,
chapters 2, 3, and 4. I'm sure there's a little bit more lore, But yes,
sort of. Yeah.
this movie gets right into the action, which I do appreciate. Now, anyone that's watched a lot of movies can kind of figure things out. There's a lot of interesting little things they throw in there, like the coins that they pay, the fact that there's a hotel that the hitmen just have to like,
Continental.
yes,
Yeah.
they have to respect the rules between fellow assassins. So you're like, okay, you want to know more, and so I will say this, and this is going to be a hot take. This is a good movie. Do not get me wrong. This is not a great movie. It's a great action movie, but there's a lot that I feel like they could have filled in a little bit more. But they're like, we know what we are for the first film. And I can
Yeah.
appreciate that. So, like I said, I'm not trying to downplay John Wick. Like I said, I want more. Like, why the fuck are these coins here? Fuck it. Oh, this girl's just going to come kill me. And like, everyone's after him. But yeah, so again, I'm not
Mhm.
going to go through the whole John Wick story. Most people know. I just love, like, he gets into his first fight and he calls, like, he's got a dinner reservation and he's like, yep, for 12, and then the cleanup crew. So the fact that there's this whole underworld, like, you want to know more. And I know there's certain characters that I've seen from other clips that will probably appear in future movies. So I know the lore is coming, but yeah, for this, what it is, it gets right into it. They're like, nope, we're just going to have blood and guns, and everyone loves Keanu Reeves, so how can you hate this movie? Because you know what, so I don't get it. No one can really hate this movie, unless you hate, like violence, basically. You know what I mean? Like, I
I
can't do
mean, it's
violence.
just, it's just, it, when I first watched it, back, and I obviously saw it a while ago, It's just a simple premise, and it just
Yep.
has action, and the action is crazy, and it's the amount of headshots in this, and it's all CG. There's no like bullets that are fired in any John Wick movie, and the stuntman for or the stunt coordinator or stunt double, I'm not sure, but the director of John Wick was like the stunt guy for The Matrix, and so him and Keanu Reeves knew each other, and so they came with this idea. And it's just a very simple premise.
Oh
They
yeah.
kill his dog, and he just starts killing everybody in the fucking movie. And you're right, there is lore, and it does get expounded upon, but you can't count that for when you're looking at just a movie, right? Like you have to
Correct.
take the movie for what it is. But it was just very simple, in and out. I agree with you. I don't think it's a great movie. It's one of my favorite movies because it's just like candy, right? It's just
It's a
like
popcorn
you
movie,
put
as
this
we've
on,
said time and
right?
time again.
You put it on and you have a good time, and it is what it is. You rewatch it and you watch it for the crazy scenes. But listen, Keanu Reeves, I love Keanu Reeves, but sometimes his acting and delivery is, I mean, it's very Keanu Reeves, if that makes sense. So if you're not a fan of his style, where he's like, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. This fucking guy. It doesn't get any better. Like Keanu Reeves doesn't become a better actor throughout the movies. I know you've seen on your list Bill and Ted's fucking
Face the
third movie or
music,
whatever
yeah.
shit like that. So, yeah, so you know what you're getting into with Keanu. But I agree. It's not great, but it's still like great movies don't have to be, or fun movies don't have to be great. Like one of my favorite movies is The Rock, for example, which I love The Rock. I don't think The Rock is a particularly like a masterpiece, but I'm gonna watch The Rock every time it comes on because it's just fucking great. Like I just think it's great with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage. But if you're interested, you can check out the other ones and they will expand the lore. But I understand your opinion on this one. As a standalone, and plus it's like 10 years old by now, and you've heard the hype, so it's not like it's a surprise. Like for me, I had not heard any hype. I turned it on. I watched it with Sarah when I first watched it, and we were just like, "What the fuck?" Like we were just blown away.
Yeah.
This movie would have been sold out of.
Oh yeah, definitely 100% sold out. Um, and I will just say one scene which I loved, because there is just fun scenes and Willem Dafoe, but the one where John Wick's at his house and I'm not sure which fight it was,
God,
and the
William
cops are
Dafoe. That's
coming
right.
because of the noise complaints, and they're like.
Yes.
Hey, and they're like, "Good evening, John. Oh, good evening, Philip, whatever his name is." Like, even the cops know not to fuck with John Wick, which is just hilarious.
Do
Like, they
not fuck
know
with
what
John
he.
Wick.
So that's what this movie should be called.
Oh,
Don't fuck with John Wick. Um,
do not fuck with John Wick. Like, don't do it. You may think you can, but the
you
rumors
can't.
are all true. Like this guy will kill everybody in the fucking room.
So yeah, I mean, again, it is a popcorn flick. You know what you're getting into. Just have a fun time with it. I've seen countless, like even Love Hurts. I'm not comparing the two, but just when it's just all out action, all out fun. You don't need a story. I am curious. The other three might be in my future sometime. I jokingly wanted to do all four in one week, but that wasn't going to happen. I'm like, I need
A
to see at
lot.
least the first. I need. Well, we have 100 movies each to do, so I mean, I cannot do all these Tubi movies. We already talked about Slaw a little bit, but the real question is, where
Uh,
do I rank this? And I've not even looked at my list since I watch any of these movies. So yeah, I'm gonna. Sometimes I like to get an idea, but yeah, I'm literally gonna do this live. I'm torn.
a lot of movies. It's a lot of movies now to look
Oh no,
through.
I kind of know like the general area where this is going. Because I will say this, Soto, I think this might crack my top 10. Just because I had fun with it. I am curious. It left me wanting more of the story. Like the absurdity of like the assassin. So again, it's not a great movie, but it knows what it is. And you know what? As we always said, it had a beginning, it had a middle, and it ended. It could have just ended
The movie.
there. Yeah, like there could be no sequels and it would have been fine. Like it's a good standalone. Mm, I think I think I'm gonna put this at number 9. I think I'm gonna put this
9.
above
Wow.
Air under Uncharted. I weirdly enough, Uncharted has been one that
Under
surprised me. This is yeah. It's
Uncharted. This is your
Uncharted.
top 10. I forgot about that shit.
I know.
A fucking video game adaptation. Oh my god.
Well, that surprised the shit out of me. Tom Holland had to win me over as Nathan Drake. But here's the thing. Like I said, I mean,
wow.
It as we know with our list, it couldn't change. It's just like I said, I did want a little bit more. I would have, not that I'm fine with it not having too much backstory, but there was questions, and when you watch enough movies, you kind of can figure things out or where they go. So I'll see where the sequels go, and maybe that'll help bump this up or maybe bump it down. I don't know, because you said, this is just an all-out action film. This is blood. This is headshots. This is gunfights, and that's all it's meant to be.
Yeah,
but that's all it is. There's nothing more to this. You don't have to. There's no more depth to it, which isn't a bad thing. I just, if you look at a lot of my top, there's a lot of things I like with story. So yeah, right now, yes, weirdly enough, I think just because going back to what you just talked about, Slaw, though it's not bad. Uncharted, I was expecting it to be worse, and I was unhappy because I'm like, oh, fuck it, it's Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland won me over. And it was fun action, yet it was a lot better than I expected it to be. And when that happens, you kind of enjoy it more. When you go in thinking the movie's like, yeah, whatever, but you enjoy it more, it might be higher. But yes, Uncharted's still in my top 10. Hell, Clerks 3 is still in my top 10. That should tell you something. I mean, but that's like us. Like I joked about, that's us if we never got married. So, but yeah, John Wick right now is at number 9. It could change. It's just where I'm feeling it. It's like right there in that 8-9 area. But I just feel I got to put it at 9. I that's where I'm at this moment in time. Things can change, but at this moment in time, I'm putting John Wick at 9. So, but yeah, I'm glad I watched it.
We're almost there.
Yeah, and like I said, there's a lot of movies for me. Like I know I should have seen in the past 10 years, and this is one. We know how big pop culture John Wick is. Hell, his little gun ammo change flick that he does has actually become a thing with real people now. Like they're like, hey, that could actually work, and they've adapted it and showed that that actually is a thing that they can do, and it's a smart thing, weirdly enough. So Keanu, I don't. Have you seen that, Soto? Have you seen the people talk about? So I don't. How many have you seen the sequels? I mean, I know you've seen like 2, 3, and 4.
All John Wick movies.
So you know how he does like that flick with the gun, like, and then the cartridge comes out. Yeah. So there is a they got people from the army and stuff like that to basically test it. Like, is this smart? Can this really be done? And it can. And they said it actually saves, weirdly enough, it saves time. So Keanu Reeves created something just for show, just because it looked cool, that actually makes sense. Where like you can get a quicker reload if you do it the John Wick way. So that should tell you something about this. Thank you, Keanu Reeves.
Wow.
But yeah, I forgot where I saw it, probably again on a TikTok or video. But yeah, they're like, you know how they do it. They're like Mythbusters, like, can this really happen? Yes. And they said it's actually quicker. So if you're in a gunfight, just remember what John Wick does. What would John Wick do? That's what we're going to see.
I'm sure I totally will remember that. Yeah.
No, we won't. If we're in a gunfight, we're going to be sucking our thumbs, cowering in a corner, and be like, get me out of here.
I'm fucking running. Like, what are you gunfight? I didn't know.
That's what I'm saying. We'd be hiding.